Live and closed captioned by Apple TV, it's the Vital Musical Potato.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I read about them. Yes. They showed up on my TV.
They're a great ska band from PEI, honestly.
We're going to get so many new listeners.
Raise your voice.
A mashup.
Hey!
All right, well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast. That's right, mice. The cat is back, and consider virtual carrots thrown at all of you.
For what? Did you even listen to it?
Yes. Yes, I did. Hence the mice comment.
Orange
mouse.
What was your highlight, Kristin?
What was my highlight?
Yeah.
Actually, when you had some serious conversations about soccer, that was my highlight. A low light.
Oh, what a low fucking bar. What?
It's a very low bar. Oh, I'm aware. Marcus, reading out my additional show notes. You know those aren't for public ears.
Well, I mean, they were written down. What were they supposed to do?
Use logic.
I use ChatGPT.
I am not a prepper, you weirdos.
Anyway.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Prove that
Glad to
you
be
are.
here. There's no pictures showing me prepping, so there. Fuck off.
Doing Ryan Nelson in the fetal position.
Anyway, on this week's show, we look back at Toronto's recent even keel form. It's all very even.
And keel.
Indeed. Talk the XNT's new kits.
I was going to say, that's the most boring Pearl Jam song, by the way.
Bound to happen.
That's all I'm doing. I don't have much.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Look ahead to the CanPL season, because yes, that's happening this week and more. Now, this week's panel. As an owner, he's outraged at the use of a sponsor on his team's kits. It's Duncan Fletcher.
Yeah, you know what I'm outraged about? Like, Tony's clearly annoyed with Apple TV and their closed captioning. But for me, it's the audio constantly in and out, annoying.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're talking about, and it's annoying.
Worst. Potato.
How can we possibly know when Bernadette is skiing?
I know.
Good point. His run's coming up in the Olympic. Oh.
Back from vacay and apparently did not burst into flames while away. Welcome to Mark Hinckley.
Glad to be here. Just
You sound it.
Yeah, no, it's, you know what? It's just, it's been, it's tough relaxing. It's just tough. To be honest, I brought like notepads and brought my laptop, and I thought maybe I'm gonna do some like side fun shit, and then after about like 20 minutes, I realized, what the fuck are you doing, Mark? Just lay on this goddamn lounger and shut up. So
have a margarita.
Oh, their tequila was so whack down in Jamaica. So I just went full rum and Coke after that. It's like, I can't.
I was going to say, I was surprised by the lack of Mark with margarita pictures that didn't get sent to us, because generally we get at least one.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Yeah. No, I did drop that ball. So I understand.
Okay. It's all right. It's okay. He's enjoying not being found on the internet. Say hello, Tony Walsh.
Just floating in a void. It's wonderful.
As long as your void is comfy. That's really, do you have lots of cushions?
Digital.
Excellent.
I'm in the back end of MySpace.
What's your friend list look like?
I don't have any. That's why it's so good.
That's why it's so good. Word. I was about to say, he's everybody's friend. Hello.
Oh, he blocked me. Negative.
As for me, I'm super happy to be back. And
yeah. Well, the one thing we can say about you being back, the world didn't end.
True. Did not. 4/11 is not a date that will live in infamy. at least not for that reason.
I love that band.
I am your host, Kristin Knowles. And
No,
now
you-
to this week's
11.
show. Oh, you guys suck. All right, first up is what's been happening, and we're going to start with TFC. It's basically what we're going to talk about. How many draws is too many? Because that's kind of their thing right now, isn't it? Just, you know.
I have an answer.
Okay.
40, because there's not even 40 games, so that's too many.
That seems like too many. I agree.
Are you counting cup matches?
Yeah, I assume so.
What about nation or whatever that league is this summer?
Look, if I can just bring one little fact, and I'm going to do this probably every game until it happens. We haven't lost in the great kit.
Oh,
Up the brace, motherfucker. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway,
They're blinded by the stripes. I know they're hoops.
I'm not. The song doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't rhyme if you go with hoops. Anyway, yeah, it is a lot of draws. They're not mediocre, but they're not really great either. So even performance.
So it's interesting.
This is like season 2 of Ted Lasso, and that ended up with them winning promotion. So it's all good.
Well, I was going to say, like, it's not compared to the last couple years. This, at least after, a match or two of this, they seem to have sort of solidified a little bit, right? Like a little more defensive, stalwartness and some clean sheets, and Sean Johnson's being Sean Johnson, and Rosted and Hedges. I don't know. I think they've moved past being menthols. I think they're just regular Rosted and Hedges now. Seem to have formed a nice partnership. Richie Larea hasn't gotten a red card.
I know, right? It's exciting.
It's I know it's exciting. I keep waiting for it. But and then obviously the lack of consistent production, like Bernardeschi cannot be the only option, even though you can see his frustration in matches where he clearly realizes that he is the only option sometimes and is trying to be the only option. And then that makes everything else sort of fall apart. But like, obviously they can't do the whole season. What was it? It was at Colorado like 5 years ago or something. That was like their thing. Didn't they go for like 9 or 10 matches? It was just draw after draw after draw. Am I imagining this?
You imagine a lot of things.
That's true.
I mean, it could happen. Colorado seems like the kind of team where that would happen.
Yeah, they're like the grayest mice. So I would assume the grayest mice would have a draw streak.
I'm sure it was them. Duncan, I was expecting you to know this.
No.
Old school MLS. This should be in your brain somewhere.
Hey, to bring up to 1980s England, and sure, I'll get whatever. Yeah, anything from the last 5 years or so. Like, no, don't pay that much attention anymore.
Anyway, but I would rather that they not lose, obviously, and so this is nice, undefeated in 6, which is great. But we're all just it's like okay, so if this is like them slowly figuring out the defensive stuff, should we just be hopeful that they're going to figure out the offensive stuff as well? There's a new midfielder now who's been pretty delightful. Mark Anthony Kaye with a recent very nice performance. Berna with the Olympico, wind assisted, obviously. The wind really gets all the credit for all the goals in that match, I think.
Pretty much.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I'm not as disappointed in terms of results. I'm maybe more disappointed with still not understanding the identity of this club yet, or at all. But at least defensively, I get it. Like, I see where they're going defensively. It's the rest of it that sort of is, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. I mean, it's kind of just like we discussed before, we've got nothing as far as centre forwards go. Akinola, for a while before he got injured, seemed like he was good. Since he's got back from injury, that has just never shown itself. DeAndre Kerr doesn't do much. The Diamande guy is obviously injured, but I can't imagine him being anything special. We don't have enough. And one of them's injured. Okay. We're down, and Richie Larea as the sort of make shit happen options. And, Osorio's there to chip in with some goals every now and then. That's pretty much it for our attacking right now. And defensively they look okay.
As far as I feel like it's I can see it coming together. You see spurts where like stretches of like the stretches are getting longer. Like it's no longer like a 2-minute phrase. It's now like a 5-10 minute stretch of possession and control where it doesn't necessarily result in a goal and sometimes maybe not even a shot at the goalie. But that's more now than it was at the beginning of the season and at the end of last season, where you might get 15 minutes the entire game and then it's like a comedy routine, just everybody running around in circles in random directions. So I feel like I'm seeing progress. I feel like I'm seeing more control, more cohesive gelling. It seems fairly theoretical, but like how many so this is what, draw 2-3 in a row? I can't remember anymore. It's at no point were they playing like a weak team and they just couldn't solve the puzzle, so to speak, or they were playing a great team and were resisting them. It's just been a back and forth performance where somebody like Sean Johnson makes a great save, clutch tackle in the box, but they go the other way and somebody makes a great save and there's a key tackle in the box. So it's not like they're being mediocre in these draws. They're getting there. And I don't want to make predictions or anything like that, but I feel like
please do.
I feel like we're not that far away from like getting 7 points out of 9, like a stretch where it's not draw win draw or draw. It's win draw win loss win. Like we'll come away net positive after a 2 or 3 week stretch. So I'm optimistic. I'm still optimistic. I still think players who were like Akinola is a perfect example of that. Like I was never sure. Like I always wanted him to do amazing, and it just felt like, is he ever going to really get meaningful opportunity to show it? And it looked like he was about to, like he was right on the cusp. And I don't think his progress will regress. I think it's like he's right there. And Larea keeping his head together. Like there's a couple games that are literally targeting him, and he's just walking away with a smug look on his face, like, I know what you fuckers are doing, and I'm not. Oh my God, following.
Can they actually grow up? Does that happen?
I'm so proud of him. I'm genuinely so proud of him. It's like, he's growing up right before our very eyes.
Tears.
So yeah, I feel like it's getting better. I have to think it's getting better because we've seen some stinker draws, and these haven't been stinkers. They've been okay matches.
Well, so I didn't, like I said, I didn't see the match on Saturday because I was out, but I watched the highlights. And Marcus, you watched the match from another country. Well done. Excellent job, you. It looked like it looked like there was some really competent chances. And like the one, the corner, Berndeski's, cross in, Bradley just headed it over the bar kind of thing. Bradley involved again. And we should maybe talk about whether or not, I don't know, is Bradley like Schrodinger's Bradley? Is he the Schrodinger midfielder? If you look at him the wrong way, is he good or is he bad? I'm not sure. But like that match and Mark Anthony Kaye's performance seemed like pretty good for a road match. Nashville's not terrible. They're not great, but I don't know. Again, like is it slowly? It's just coming together, and we're just kind of waiting for like a big match kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like they're on the cusp of a almost like a coming out party. Like they're just gonna like, hey, league, now you're fucked. You know, they're gonna put 4 past somebody. 2 of those goals are gonna be just laughably glorious. Like just like, holy fuck, I can't believe this is our team now. And the others will be like hard earned goals. But like I also feel like too, and just even removing Bernadeschi from this equation is that like I feel like Toronto FC is not quite the sum of its parts just yet, and that's a compliment because we know what a lot of these like the unknown quantities have shown that they are quite capable and belong here. The known quantities, like, and I say this like those who play for Canada, we know what they're capable of, and for whatever reason, it's like they're not quite finding what their contribution is on the pitch to really extract their skills to result in points. Marc-Anthony Kaye is the exception right now, but that's not to say that he's going to remain the exception. I feel like everyone like Lorea is looking phenomenal. Like it's just
definitely
there's I know the results aren't there, but there's really a lot to be excited about. This is if it clicks, it's going to, I'm not going to say it's going to look like 2017, but I'll take 2016. That was a good team too, you know.
And not too shabby.
Yeah, a team that's just
good thing
clicking.
we have Lorea locked up.
That's true. But yeah, that's kind of like I've been totally I absolutely got all that vibe from specifically from the last game.
Yeah.
Expanding on what Mark said about spurts, you know, and needing more of them. I think what Mark was really trying to say was, come on, you spurts.
Yeah, that's a good show title. Why not? I was gonna spell COME. Not be gross.
I mean, Kristin's back. We have to spell it that way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yes, because my president has prevented all sorts of fuckery over the last 10 years. Absolutely. It's just been me being, wow, nice try.
We're fucking gentlemen.
It's
true. It's true.
Complete sidebar before we dive back in. Kristin, amazing memory. They tied Colorado tied the draw streak of 6 games in 2011.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of then.
Which did include
that's further back than I thought.
A Toronto scoreless draw.
Okay. I just remember Colorado being involved somewhere down the line with this, like, and of course it's a draw. It's Colorado.
You know what the worst part is that they could have easily extended that further, because before that 6-game streak, they had a draw. 2 games before they had a draw, they beat Houston 2-1. And at the end, they beat Portland 1-0. Like, so the draw streak was coming off of a win and ended with a win. You could have really had legend status of banality, just fucking abject meh in football. And you
abject
had to
meh.
Win.
Personally, I'd love it if they drew every match this year. It would be hilarious.
It would be. It would. The exasperation leaving the stadium after every game would be just like, fuck. Like you can't really get mad. You didn't lose.
As an aside to an aside, this is very much an aside. But when Mark was going on about come on you Spurs, I just had a thought. Was that match against Spurs the friendly the last time TFC hosted a so-called big name friendly in the summer?
Yes,
it has to be. Yeah,
interesting.
It absolutely is.
We played against Sunderland the year after.
Did we? Okay.
Did we?
Oh, as part of the
Nothing
Jermaine
friendly
Defoe
about
thing?
it, Tony.
Yeah.
Nothing friendly about it.
I'd forgotten entirely.
Yeah,
that was
I
the
don't
year
re- I
after,
don't re-
right? Whoa.
I don't remember that either.
Really?
Hilarious.
What?
Yeah,
Where's
we-
my
we-
half and half scarf, Duncan? Didn't happen.
Are you?
Yeah, we
I think,
totally
Duncan,
booked
are
a
you
friendly.
getting? Duncan, are you getting confused with that time that black cat ran on the field?
No,
Yes.
we totally booked a friendly with Sunderland the year after the Defoe Altidore swap. That
Really?
happened.
At
July
Balefield.
22nd, 2015, Sunderland 2, Toronto 1.
There you go. Thank you,
Really?
Mark.
Wow. I have no memory of that whatsoever.
And apparently Google doesn't have much of it either. Or about this game, click on it. Nothing.
And rightfully so. Dear listeners, if you went to this match or you have any memory of it, please let us know.
I guess that was a couple of years before Sunderland got relegated, from the Premiership.
Yeah.
They were still in the Premier League. They did. Jermaine Defoe kept them up, or what have you, and so they did not get relegated that particular year. So eventually, they did.
Fascinating. Huh.
Indeed.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, have we played anyone since then?
I don't think so.
No,
Today?
I would be. I'd
No,
be
I
shocked.
feel like there was like a moratorium on them from on high, like at the club, where it was like, we're not doing this anymore.
Oh wait a minute. What about when did Madrid show up?
Before
Madrid?
Spurs.
Like Real Madrid?
No, fake one.
Yeah. Real Madrid was like 2010 or something.
Yeah, okay. You're
Yeah,
right.
that was early.
Yeah, 'cause I remember
9,
selling those for
maybe.
a small
Yeah.
chunk of change.
Yeah, hopefully so. But yeah, they did stop for a while, and then Kevin Payne was very excited about bringing them back.
He
But then,
was.
after the Sunderland game, has there been any more?
I
I didn't even remember that one, so I doubt it.
know, like I'm like I want to say no, but apparently. Anyway, Michael Bradley.
That was important breaking news.
It was important breaking news.
Thank you for entertaining me.
Is he bad? Is he good? Is he like? Has he
His
really been
family.
that detrimental to the club this year? Like I have my issues with Michael Bradley. Just coaches working around him, whether or not he's fast enough, whether or not he should play anywhere but like right in the midfield and just not move. But he hasn't seemed that bad to me this season. Like I've had less issue with him than I've had with other players so far this season. And I don't know
Kristin?
if that's just because other players are working harder around him.
It's all relative.
I would say, he's not terrible. He's done some good things, but he does some bad things. There's definitely like some bits here or there where it's just, I think like the game just this last Saturday in the first half, he was just constantly giving the ball away.
Okay.
Sometimes you kind of notice it's like, okay, well, you were supposed to be marking that guy or taking up that space, and so yeah, he is not by any means invulnerable right now. There are definitely some weaknesses you can see, but this is some good stuff there as well. It's not. I don't think he's particularly holding the team back right now, but is he propelling them to great glory? I mean, like the team as a whole, he's not great, but it's not terrible. Michael Bradley is the living embodiment of a series of draws.
Oh God, that's actually
pretty funny.
Oh, that's lovely.
Well, if he stands,
I like that.
Listen, if he stands next to a 0, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, let's move on from this then. And but delightful. All right. Well, what we're talking about, and we've got some things to talk about, and we're going to start with the WNT XNT and dun, 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 a new kit, an actual new kit for one of the Canadian national teams. I kid you not. No, actually, no. There's a new kit. I know, so bad. Oh, I know. As I was doing it, I was cringing. So I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So what
meant
you're saying? One of the teams going into a World Cup gets a new kit, whereas the other one didn't.
That's
Wow,
correct.
that's just outrageous.
Duncan.
They get everything. They get everything.
I knew that was going to happen. Anyway,
One day
but I still
one
want to
day we'll
talk about
break
it
the
because
glass ceiling.
it's delightful. It's a delightful kit. I really quite enjoy this kit. I enjoy it even more because of the black shorts and socks. It makes me very happy.
Yeah.
But yes, shocking that it happened. Also, well, I'm gonna temper this inclusive sizing thing with they've at least made it available in men's cuts and women's cuts. The size range for both the men's and the women's is not terribly expansive. I think the women's cut only goes up to an XL. Not very helpful for lots of people. And the men's goes up to a double XL.
Which is not very
Again.
helpful for this asshole here.
Yeah, so there's good and bad with this, but anyway, exciting stuff that there's actually a kit.
It's nice.
Marcus.
It's nice. Sorry, I was gonna say it's nice because it's different, and it doesn't seem like it's a template that rolled off of whatever catalog. Although I'm sure it is in some form. It does give me slight Canada Rugby vibes. I don't know why.
Man, I wish it would. Canada Rugby's had some bangers.
Yeah,
They really
but I
have.
mean, it gives me that kind of like feeling of like a rugby design kit, maybe more like rugby league kind of kit. But that's not a disparaging remark. It's a nice kit.
There's definitely at least one TFC kit that it kind of reminds me of.
I was just going to say, it sort of
But
reminds me of the Canada Maple Leaf Vomit kit. I mean, the TFC Maple Leaf Vomit kit. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of picture Kyle Becker in a kit that looks kind of like that. So it's around about that time, but around like maybe 2013, 14-ish. I feel like we had a fairly sort of darkish red that, well, it's...
Yeah, the fractal-looking leaf.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
It's not, come on, you dark reds.
Ah,
yeah, it's not.
but yeah, that's a nice kit, and it I feel like it looked very good on the players in the game. And just you kind of look at a kit, and so it's like, well, who knows? But yeah, I feel like it did look good as it was being worn. So, hooray! Is it actually on sale? Can people buy this?
Oh, don't be crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
No, the link in the rundown takes you to the store.
All right, I'm going to put the link in our show notes. I know a hint when I hear it. But yeah,
that's so passive aggressive.
I know, right? As far as this kit goes, I mean,
that was passive.
Good point. The kit is, compared to where we were, the kit's great. Okay, that's right off the top. It's a great kit. The one thing that I keep kind of like rolling my eyes at is this incessant need to be like Maple Leaf somewhere. No shit. Like, can we just not lean into the Maple Leaf every fucking time? Can we save it? Can we skip a year or two? Men's kit notwithstanding, because that was a template, and we saw it. But like, I just I think I forget who. Apologies to who I had this conversation with. I think it was Mike Whaley. What's up? Is that the coming up with a new design involving the leaf? It always seems like such a slog. It's like, here, this is the best we could do, and I would just rather them back away than just churn out another thing with more leaves on it. But if they do something unique and do something good, then you have to just shrug and go, okay, that's pretty good. This kind of falls into that category.
What I'd like on that front, Mark. In African Cup of Nations, how they always like inlay like a symbol of their nation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ivory Coast would have a giant elephant kind of inlaid, big beaver.
Well, if it
big red
kit,
on red,
I would
beaver.
agree with this.
No, for both. No, Everyone gets a
I would
beaver.
love it. I would love to lean into just, even if it was a fucking like a fucking moose or something, like an elk.
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't have to be
I'm down.
specifically. It could be a Canada goose. Those guys are assholes. Why not?
I'm down with meese. Yeah, meese or geese, whatever.
Nature's fucking prick. Like, let's put that on the kit and just like, yeah, we know what it is, and we're gonna be this to you, and then kick them a few times.
Yeah.
Like anyway.
And then they should have off-green shorts with white trim.
Gross and awesome. Oh shit. Yes, please.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm in. Smashing kit. Well done.
Thank you. Everyone will want and plus Canada Goose is so hot.
Also, too,
It really is. I imagine it's very hot in the summer if you're wearing Canada Goose. Jesus. Oof.
There's a kit supplier. There's a kit supplier.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Damn, that would have made a good April Fool's post.
Big, fully insulated Canada Goose kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
For all those midwinter CONCACAF qualifiers in Edmonton.
Yeah. Yes. How do people feel about the white kit?
It's rubbish.
Mm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot it existed. I pay zero attention to it.
That is a $150 white t-shirt.
It's literally all the creative efforts went into the black and red kit.
They ran out of design.
They completely ran out of design.
Honestly, I feel like what it was is whoever was assigned the kit didn't see in like the third, when you see like a any kind of like an order, there's like a table that breaks it down like due date when the first draft is. Didn't see on that third line said number of kits 2. Didn't see that it said 2. So they just poured it all into one. And then it was about 3 days before, like he showed his manager. It's like, hey, what do you think of this? This is great. Do you have the away one? Yeah, I'm still working on it. And he fucks right off back to his desk and starts working on template. Little bit around on the collar. Done. Like,
I wish they would have put out one of those, guides that MLS puts out that describes every color and part of
every facet and
just
graph.
like, yeah, but I wish they would have just gone on like a 2-page like poetic
the
license
snowy
about
caps of
snow and tundra
of the Rockies
and
and
the vast expanse and peace.
if you're gonna give us a white fucking kit, like lean into like the snow or an igloo or a frozen river.
What
I
about
don't
that
give a
owl
shit.
from the Women's World Cup? What's she doing?
What's that?
That owl from the Women's World Cup. They could bring her back in an inlay. She ain't curing cancer.
That's true. But yeah, like just I don't know. I just feel like you can do something with the white one. You really, really can.
You're
Why aren't
allowed.
you?
It's
Sons of
okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. To go back to the red one, though, I mean, just kind of like looking at it online, it looked fine. I think perhaps like from a distance, whatever, when you're watching it like in person, what have you. But I just kind of like look at it just on the computer screen there, and it just seems like too busy. And yeah, I'm not so keen on that one, to be honest. It did look good in the game though, so and yeah, there's at least a bit more to it than. There's something there which makes it more than the white one. But yeah, I know I'm not fully convinced. I'm not like, oh my God, that's amazing. But, yeah.
Like, I'm not going to rush out and spend $125 on it, but I don't spend that much money on any kit. So,
what if it's 119?
Go on.
Maybe, that's a threshold.
Deal.
I really do like the black the black down the sides. I especially really like Duncan. Yeah, I really like how it looked on the players and on the pitch. I thought it showed up really well, and I really do like their commitment to the black shorts and the black socks. I think that made a huge difference, and I love that as an all over look. It's a great fit.
It's all right. It's no goosh skit.
You'll have your time, Tony. You'll have your time.
Watch out for the goose shit. It's coming. Those fleckled white, black, and green shorts are going to be all the rage.
Dear God. All right. Well, speaking of the kit in action, the XNT did play France this afternoon in that friendly in Le Mans, and there were some good things to that game. There were some not so good things to that game. Just to sort of speak to when you guys were talking about this match in the last show in terms of the thing with Wendy Renard and some of the other players that had retired from international play or were taking a break from international play as they were battling their federation over the coach. Obviously, they have a new coach now. Everyone's back in the fold. But it was kind of an interesting dynamic to see, these top tier players for France that were expected to, propel them through the Women's World Cup and so on and so forth, just being like, yeah, no, we're out. Fuck you. Oh, we're back. Thanks. So whether Reynard, the coach, is the right answer, but everyone seems quite happy. He seems happy to be there, so that's nice. And then the unfortunate thing for the WNTXNT is a bunch of players in the last couple weeks. They lost more players to injury. So they lost Quinn. They're out. Don't know for how long, hopefully back for the World Cup. Kadisha Buchanan's out. Ooh. Looking dicey for the World Cup. I know. Desiree Scott is still injured. Still waiting on Deanne Rose to finish her rehab. Somebody else who I'm forgetting right now. Anyway, there's several normal first team starters that are out injured for an extended period of time right now. So today's match was kind of interesting in terms of what Priestman had in terms of options. At least one player, Sydney Collins, got her first cap for Canada. So that was cool. And she's one of those players that's on the cusp between the US and Canada. So that was kind of nice. But Duncan, did you get a chance to watch all of it?
No, I saw the highlights that they put out with the 3 goals.
Okay.
I was working, so no.
Right.
Just saw the goals, and that's it.
Can I ask a question? Because I'll be honest, I did not catch any of the game, but I'm looking at my FOTMob app, and it says in the 50th minute, Guillaume, 50 for France, in the 64th minute, Le Garec, and for Canada in the 71st minute. Who's TBD? I don't recognize those initials.
Oh, FOMOB. Anyways, it was Jordan Heidema.
Oh, okay. Well,
which was great. It was lovely to see her score a goal because she's one of the players that they really need to get going. Like, she needs to rediscover the form she had before she went to England, basically, and sat on a bench and did nothing. So yeah, I didn't even look at FOMOB, but good job, FOMOB. Thanks so much for being so helpful. Yeah, you know what? It was a decent game. Like, it was a good game that they played a really tough opponent. And so, like, they were pushed. France was all over them through good swaths of the match, really, really pressing, really forcing them to defend. The one goal, the second goal is all on Caitlin Sheridan. She just did a stupid thing. She basically passed the ball to the French player who chipped it over her head into the empty net. Like, it was just devastating to watch. But she was also asked to be doing a lot of additional defensive work. The fullbacks weren't getting back as quickly as they needed to. But the main thing was, and this is something we talk about with the women's team all the time, is that creative spark up top still lacking. And they just can't seem to, like, find something, any like lightness of movement in the final third. It's very sort of clunk their way down the pitch. And it's frustrating to watch, but there was some good subs in the second half. Chloe Lacasse was such a spark, such a bright inclusion into the match. I wish they'd come on at the half. I would have been I'm so curious to sort of like imagine what it would have been like to have her on the pitch for longer than she was there, because almost the second she set foot, she was involved in every attack. She always had the ball at her feet. She was always looking for good passes. She was driving down, getting them into dangerous areas, getting them into the positions where they could get shots on goal. So she was really instrumental in sort of turning things around in the second half. And then Larisse as well was involved. She did some nice things. Sydney Collins, just, good to see her get an opportunity to play. Adriana Leon continues to struggle. It's unfortunate. And I'm sure, again, her lack of playing time right now isn't helping. But so 2-1, and it's a fair result. Both teams had a penalty that should have been called and didn't. So they each had a penalty shout that, like the one for France, yes, they should have had that. But there also was one that should have been for Canada. So cancels each other out. But yeah, they absorbed a ton of pressure from France and somehow managed to be kind of even on possession, although watching it, you wouldn't really notice it because Canada would have the ball but not do anything with it, really. France was always moving forward with the ball, but they kept them off the score sheet for the first half or for most of the first half. And then, got a goal back. And for a good chunk of the second half, looked like they were going to tie it up. So it wouldn't have been a surprise if they did. Is it a great warm-up for the World Cup? They're missing players and don't know what kind of other warm-up matches behind closed doors kind of thing they might get before they go to Australia. Not terrible, but still kind of not like, okay, they're in top form kind of thing. It's like they're in okay form. Okay.
Question, Kristin. Do you think that the lack of spark, that lack of creativity is because there is a heavy reliance on those who are injured, or is it there because of that reliance, the rest of the team that's kind of filling in those spots that are going to be the ones that are going to hold those spots right now anyway? They just haven't found that level of not communication, but like chemistry.
Yeah, I think there was a couple moments definitely in the second half where you could see, substitute player coming on for player that had been on the pitch most of the match. And they obviously had barely played together when there was a really good idea that wasn't realized because, first player sends a pass, second player doesn't necessarily move to it because they didn't have that rapport with them. I do think Priestman, kind of like Herdman, relies a little bit too much on maybe sentimentality with some of the veteran players. And again, I think subs should have come earlier in that match and you would have seen more dynamism up front. A little bit is the loss of a lot of those players. Like Janine Becky. Again, so Janine Becky's been, she's out for the year, probably. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's going to make the World Cup at all. Huge, no, she's not. Huge spark, right? And huge creative spark for them as well, because she just plays everywhere. Ashley Lawrence, I prefer her as a midfielder. So she had to play further back this match. And when she got a chance to move up, then she was more involved. Then you could see her creative abilities. So there's I think it's a combination of, a lot of these injured players certainly are players that the team relies upon. But also I do think sometimes Priestman is reluctant to just be like, you know what? A bunch of you need to sit down and we need to let a bunch of these kids just try this. They're part of the squad. They're here for a reason. Let's just do this and see what happens kind of thing.
That sounds like the natural progression as to, I guess, solving this lack of creativity. So, yeah.
Well, the World Cup, it'll be interesting. It's going to be It's going to be interesting for Canada. I think they should get out of their group, but past that, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. And I was pretty high on their abilities to progress through this tournament this year. But yeah, I'm not like doom and gloom. I don't think they're going to completely shit the bed, but I think there's some stuff that they still need to keep working on. And I hope that they have another full camp. Whether it's just behind the closed doors or whatever, but I hope they have something before they go to Australia because they're going to need it.
Gotcha.
All right. Who wants to talk about some more kids? Huh? Just me and maybe Mark.
Woo!
Now I realized I forgot to add Calgary's link in here. It was supposed to be the Calgary link was supposed to be there too.
You know what?
My apology.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, why is everyone so psyched for that kid?
Why
is there lightning?
Well, what I want to know was there nobody who even had a remotely objective or at least critical eye to look at all the kits and go, how about you don't go last? Maybe you should go somewhere in the middle. Like they should have came out right after, like 2 minutes after Valor released their kits. It would have been forgotten right exactly where it needs to be. Going last? Are you fucking kidding me? Idiots. Anyway.
It's it's different.
Well done again.
It's nature's version of the York 9 map.
Thank you. That's exactly. That was my exact first thought. I was like, did you all forget that kid?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Why do you keep trying this?
Who keeps coming up with this and approving it? I sincerely hope somebody at Macron got the received their final working file and looked at it and responded to them immediately going, is this it? Because that's fucking yeah. That's the right reaction. Is this it? That's it. Nothing else?
Now we know why the French are so up in arms against Macron.
This is true.
And that is the widest, and this is giant air quotes, sash I have ever seen on a kit.
Their history is great as monster.
Is the red the sash, or is the sort of black?
I'm assuming the red is meant to be to emulate, to harken back to the sash, because Calgary has been kind of their thing, right? So anyway, they're just
questionable.
Yeah. And just zooming in on it now, the mountains at the bottom. Oh dear. Yeah. That's obviously what you're already talking about, but oh no.
Yeah. I mean, it's like putting a maple leaf on a Canada kit now, isn't it? Like, is that all you fuckers got? That's all you got. It's all you got. Why don't you just put oil on it? At least it would be on brand.
Seriously, why aren't there oil derricks on a kit somewhere?
Yeah.
Like, that would at least be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like the lacrosse team, Calgary Roughnecks, in fact, they put oil derricks on their fucking kits all the time. You know what? They look kind of sweet. It's a design. Like, just nick it. What are they gonna do? Like, anyway, So sashes and mountains and now they own the lightning bolts. Well, all right, you can have the lightning bolt. Nobody after that came out, nobody's gonna want it. Well done, I guess. But yeah, it's
but really we're here to talk about the Pacific kit.
Pretty much.
Just the one. The other one's fine, but the purple one, oh my god. I want that so badly. You don't like it?
No, it's good. It's very good. I like it. I like it a lot.
My initial thought was meh, but then you kind of like zoom in and there's like a bear in there. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So sure. But yeah, just like the basic, I think like from afar, it's like, what the hell is that all about? But yeah, just having that, I see what you've done there. That's pretty good.
Although I would like a long sleeve version, so we'd have the right to bear arms.
Oh dear.
Well,
Oh dear.
that's a
No,
comment.
well, that's terrible. But Halifax is doing a long sleeve.
Are they? Well, it's chilly.
Yes. So, like, why is Halifax get long sleeve kits? Nobody else does. The hell, man. Seems unfair.
The VW looks nice on their kit. It looks it looks sharp. I know, Duncan. You don't have to say it, but they look like they look more Wolfsburgy than the other ones, other prior VW kits.
But it says Telus now.
What? I'm talking about Halifax.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were still talking about.
It's not always about the team.
The Halifax
We,
kits.
we clearly transitioned to Halifax.
Sorry.
Ugh.
You know, somebody's got to stay on one of her favorite teams.
Yeah, what's going on? What's with the detail that's in Halifax's kit? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Looks. I thought from a distance, I thought that was some kind of bird at the bottom, like a seabird. But then I don't know what's going on there. It's all kinds of junk.
On the shoulder, is that like a dinosaur head? Hey, what's?
It's like the blue one, right? The shoreline, and then
the blue one on the guy's left shoulder. Is that supposed to be a wave?
I think it's supposed to be a wave.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like emulating the Nova Scotia
black
shoreline.
granite rocks is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Waves crashing against them.
I like the neck.
Way too busy.
I love the neck. I love the
neck is very nice.
I love the big gray fuck you cuffs and collar. Like,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Fuck you. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll one please. Like, I'm in. I'm in.
Oh, the little trim on the white one's interesting. I'm sure it has a meaning, but it's kind of neat color splash.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't dislike it. I like the.
It looks
like
nicer on the inside of the neck than it does on the cuffs of the arms. Looks like on the cuffs of the arms, it didn't quite get the same.
I do like the little detail on the neck.
Interesting. Not bad. Not bad.
And you know what? If they're gonna sublimate something, Together from a Ways makes sense for where they're from, because that is, it's a local saying. And look, who's sizing? What?
Wave babies.
Although it's Macron, so you need to have that. So anyway, I shout out again though to the CanPL for the most part having some really strong kits again.
Yeah. Holy crap! Nobody told me Ottawa went to Maple Lodge Farms.
You didn't know that? Oh yeah, it looks weird.
Ottawa?
They did the sponsor so wrong.
Chicken.
The sponsor's so wrong.
That is
seems so massive too.
I know.
Like I've looked at the only branding guide for leagues that I've actually seen in it, because you can easily get it, is from the Premier League. And in the Premier League's branding guidelines, there's actual a square centimeter limit that a sponsor can be. There, and they take into account like circles, and depending on how you use the negative space or what surrounds it. Like, if you put like a blue box around an IKEA logo, the blue box counts as the logo. But if you just leave it like the oval, it's the oval in the contents. Anyway, that Maple Lodge Farm one would not get approved. I'm sure of it. There's no fucking way. It's like, I think it's 212 square centimeters. I forget what the hell it is, but it's there's no way that would fit. It's just, it seems absurdly large. Or they released that image with a child's kit. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why the logo, it's 50% of the goddamn shirt.
So what's the away design? It's supposed to be frozen Rideau Canal or something like that?
Probably. I think so. I think so.
Something like that, yeah.
And there's a map on the back of the red and white one. All right.
What's with the maps? This league is
not learned our lessons. I mean, was there not? I can't seem to find it, but was there not a map of like on the Winnipeg kit, one of the Winnipeg kits? Or did I imagine that one?
I think it was a map of how to leave Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a dot with arrows in every direction.
Whichever way you go, it's better.
Yeah,
It's better.
Mark, I'm going to say something controversial to you.
go for it.
That is the home kit is my favorite Forge kit so far.
I'm kind of with you on it.
It gives me mid 90s Luton Town vibes.
Yeah. What the thing that I really appreciate about the Hamilton kit is that it's like at first glance I thought it was like, oh, this is just like design for design's sake, like noise for noise sake, and then it's the chain that goes around the badge and it just grows as it, like in concentric circles, as it goes away from the badge, and then the pattern of, like, at first I thought, okay, this is like some weird digital orange camo, and it's not.
Oh wait, it's the chain. Oh man.
It's the chain from the city flag. Yeah, sorry to ruin it, but like,
okay, city flag. All right, not so bad then. Okay.
Yeah.
You're upset that it's the chain and not CanPL.
I was looking at the abstract, kind of like, I see what Mark's saying, so it's getting bigger and bigger. But I was looking more at the further away parts, which are just the triangles mainly, because it's, and I like that. The chain, I'm not crazy about, but what's funny?
Yeah,
the chain is inlaid under that, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of fucking chains in there, which and like as a design feature on the flag, it's not bad. Like it's at least on this kit. Seeing it so many times seems like this is fucking overkill.
I might have to take back my well wishes to you.
Yeah, I did ruin it for you. Admittedly, I did ruin it.
You know what? So the triangles, on the I guess lower and right side, if they were just on flat orange in the background, no chains, I would have really liked that. The chain is, it's a bit too much. It's design on design. Now the away one looks like a droid army gone wrong.
At first glance, I really like the away one, and the more and more I look at it, it's like, it's okay, it's fine.
It looks like what happens with most of my kits that are shoved in a drawer when I want to wear them.
Weird fold lines.
Yeah, weird fold lines, and the sponsor gets like almost like 3D mall painting art lost.
It's a schooner.
But yeah, Tony, the home kit, the nickname Junkyard Dogs.
Oh God, not again. Although I admit, I was listening to that while walking, and I laughed far too loudly at that in public.
Well, then you were always with us.
I'm going to keep pushing that. Oh yeah,
grab them cakes.
Grab them.
Just to go back to the Pacific kit, I really, really dig the away one.
Actually, the more I see it, when you see it like in the original release, it looks really pale. But when you go to their shop, it's much more teal.
Okay. Yeah,
like it shows up a lot more strongly. It looks. If that's how it actually looks, it looks way better.
The badge looks teeny tiny.
It does. Still looks like a popsicle.
Yep.
But it's if
both kits are great, I think, but the purple one is my favorite, but the other one is growing on me.
If I could give a strike against it, it's the shade of gold on it. I think they could have just went either a little darker.
I think a little darker.
Or like lean more into like a richer gold than this kind of tarnished look. But otherwise, I totally dig the pattern on it. I think it's I think it's smashing. So
I think consistently, I think Pacific have had the best kits across the 5 years.
Yeah, consistently. They've always had something special.
Yeah. And maybe Halifax?
Yeah,
Halifax has always been pretty strong too.
Halifax has rarely had a bad, at least they've rarely had a bad home kit.
Yeah.
And their away kits, sometimes they just get dragged into whatever stupid themes going on. But even then, they've seemed to come out like on the positive end of some of those crappy theme kits. It's like, okay, that bridge is pretty sweet.
But that somehow works for you. Yeah. So well done.
The rampant line with all the St. Andrew's crosses in it. It's like, okay, that's actually really sweet. Like, holy fuck, you guys not only dodged a bullet, you may have actually been the all-star of this whole thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with both of those.
What is going on with the Valor Kit? Is that some kind of like underground pipe planning of the city or something?
Oh God, I'd completely forgotten about the Valor Kit. Like literally forgotten
Or
about
is it?
it.
That's not another map, is it? It looks mappy, but it looks like blueprints in red.
This is how we're gonna get out of the league.
Mm. Is it the
This is our
Winnipeg
way
sewer
out.
system? It's the Winnipeg sewer system.
It's like Prison Break, only in kit form.
Finally. But yeah,
They let
Sublimated design of Winnipeg streets. Yep.
Oh gosh,
Wow.
more maps, eh?
wow, really scraping the barrel. Why don't they talk to somebody who actually lives in Winnipeg? Just pick 5 people and just ask them a thing. They can find something.
The away one looks like
Has
if you
claw
chose
marks.
the away one looks like if you chose Belgium in a video game that didn't have the rights to use the actual kits.
Burn. Fucking burn.
Oh no.
That's good. That's a good one.
I like Vancouver FC's as a set.
Yeah.
As a set, it's solid. I love that away.
The away ones.
The stripe.
Yeah, it's great.
I like the stripy one. The other one
Oh, wait.
I go back and forth on, but
I
like
take back my well wishes. I just zoomed in on the black one and realized it was all names of places. And
yeah, it's the one with all the names. That's what I'm saying. I only like the stripy one. The other one,
yeah, the stripy one's nice. Yeah,
the stripy one is nice.
if you're gonna do geography, have the class to make it a map like the rest of the league.
Yeah,
I
what's the
wanna do all
matter?
that.
Too good for errant lines that not even the people who live there would recognize, huh?
I don't want to read my laundry.
Is your name on the shirt? No, just the neighborhoods, I guess.
Yeah, well, at least the flaming dong flying, dropping into orbit stands out on both of them. That's what counts.
Like going specifically to Vancouver's website where they've got the kit, and it's clearly one that they've just unpacked. It's still got all kind of the creases down the front and everything. It's like fucking iron it. Or it's like just hang it up for a couple of days to get rid of the creases.
Steamer?
Apparently not.
We need to get this photo on the website now.
This is the most shockingly displayed thing ever.
Isn't a Langley steamer some kind of euphemism?
Yeah.
Oh God, you're right. Look at that. That is unconscionable.
They've just tossed it down on a table, kind of straightened it out a little bit.
Snapped a picture.
It's all wrinkled.
Hey, be nice. They're a brand new club. They play in a parking lot. They got lots to do. Ironing wasn't on the top of the priority list.
Hey, Dave, do you have the iPhone? I need to take a picture.
Wow, that
away shirt's just nice, though. God damn it.
It is.
And then there's, of course, the Carlsberg kits.
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
Yeah, there's more to like than to dislike. Yeah. I mean, as much as I like the away one, it kind of screams I've gone to a Carlsberg event and got this shirt because it's like so bang on. But at the same time, overall, I think it's kind of good. It does kind of look like a Copenhagen kit in a little bit way when they had Carlsberg, so I'm okay with it.
It suits their kids so well.
Yeah. I don't know, it's good, but yeah.
Like it's rare when you have a sponsor that marries up. It's like Alaska Airlines for the Timbers kids.
I mean, you're asking for it with it being 0.0.
Yeah, they kind of work.
Like, yeah, I mean the jokes just will, as heard on Vocal Minority Podcast for the next few months.
They will write themselves. Delightful.
But overall, pretty good.
Yeah.
And
all right. One last thing in this section before we move on to what's coming up. And that is breaking news from yesterday. Something that we talk about a lot when we talk about CONCACAF competitions and how they're always in the US and the Americans just get fucking everything. Gold Cup is coming to Toronto.
The whole thing?
No,
Yes,
no,
about time.
not the whole thing, but some of it. And that's all we know right now. They haven't said if it's a game, if it's a group, like does Canada's group get to play here? And it's going to be at BMO this summer. So as more details get revealed, we will tell everybody, but it's kind of exciting. It's been, 8 years since there was Gold Cup matches in Canada.
Those were qualifiers, right?
Yes, those weren't even. Yeah, these are like Gold Cup matches.
This is the first time they've had like actual tournament matches, correct?
I know. Yeah, it's very exciting.
I feel like we had like some Gold Cup games, didn't we? At least maybe 4 or 6 years ago or something. I feel like we've had just like Canada's group games there before.
8 years ago. No, it was just qualifiers.
Really? When did we ever have to qualify for the Gold Cup?
2015.
What? Interesting. But yeah, I want the final.
That is not happening. The final is going to be in Cali, so no, that's set. Anyway, as soon as we know more, obviously we'll talk about it more. But that was just like a sort of like a out of the blue thing that got announced. It was like, oh, what? Pardon? Hello? Okay. Huzzah.
I'm intrigued to see, given the prices that the CSA tried to charge for the what's it?
That's true. Good point.
The country's like tournament of whatever we named it. How much are they going to charge for Gold Cup games? Interesting. But anywho,
be funny if Canada was based in Texas.
If only.
At least the tickets would be cheaper.
True.
Fair. Yeah. Good point. All right. Well, what's coming up? And there are lots of things coming up. And I realize I left a massive thing that's coming up off of this.
Oh well.
Which we're not going to have time to shoehorn in. I'm just going to mention it. And we'll talk about it next week.
We wouldn't be prepared, and preparation is everything on this show.
It really is. And I appreciate how much preparation you got. I really do, like from the bottom of my heart, like the appreciation you have no idea. The Voyageurs Cup starts next week.
I can't talk about that.
So we're going to talk about that next week before it starts.
Oh, damn. Bullet dodged.
Oh, I know.
Sweet.
I was going to proclaim that Blainville were going to win it all. That's how.
But what we are going to talk about is the CanPL season, which kicks off this weekend, which is very exciting.
We're not
looking
ready
forward to it.
It's the 5th season.
It's the 5th season.
5. Wow.
5 round microwave plates. I don't know.
Flash them the fee.
Flash the fee. Anyway, so new team, new kits, which we've talked about, new playoff format that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Maple Lodge Farms,
Carlsberg, Tellus. It's raining new stuff. Excited
Lightning.
for this season. Question mark?
Oh, you're asking us.
You're just excited because Edmonton's gone.
No.
True.
Stop saying that. That's mean.
You're mean.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes, but you're mean to me, so there.
You literally hounded them out of the league.
I did not. Would you stop with this false narrative?
As that AI thing described you, a leading voice in Canadian soccer.
Yeah, it's true. It said it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I heard Mark reading it. So did you really put that in?
I read
what's its name?
And I read it almost like a fucking high school level. So I wasn't wrong.
Anyway.
Yes, I'm excited. Of course, I'm excited. Domestic football. Hooray. I've recently discovered that one of the Forge players, Chris Danko, who's been there since first season and didn't really kind of, I guess, match expectation. But
No.
he hung around.
He seems nice.
But he seems like an absolute gent. But he's apparently left the club. We literally found this out in a graphic this afternoon.
Okay, go on.
Hooray, I guess, or boo, whatever. Yeah. So otherwise, yeah. I mean,
Left the club for other horizons.
I don't even think there's been a formal announcement. It literally was like players have joined the club, and it was Mandrakar, and players have left, and it was like we knew Kristin left, and we knew like two of the three of the four names we already like they left like as soon as the season ended type thing, and then at the bottom Kristin Anko. Huh? Oh, okay. So I mean that just means he's going to show up in season 7. So
okay, that seems reasonable.
But yeah, so I mean I'm always looking forward to domestic footy. It's always the intrigue of who's going to emerge this year.
Mm-hmm.
What I really appreciate is that, like, even, I mean, I shouldn't like I say it like this is a surprise. Even Forge has people that emerge. Every team has got like a guy or two that nobody knew anything about last season. But it's like, okay, like you're legit. You're legit. This guy's good. Like even Winnipeg's got a guy or two. Like, okay. The greatest of mice.
Well, and every team lost somebody kind of like big and has signed a couple surprises too, I feel. So
yeah, absolutely. So I'm definitely excited to see this kick off, and I'm looking forward to our 4th microwave plate. But anyway, yeah. Exciting.
Huzzah. Duncan, Tony?
I'm theoretically excited about the whole thing. Domestic football, hooray, like Mark said. It's probably one of those things kind of like every year, I'm kind of intrigued, but then there's always things going on. I won't really end up getting around to watching much of it, but I'm happy it's still there and a thing.
That is a robust endorsement of the league.
I know I should do better, but
no, it's fair. I was trying to think where it is on the list of surviving Canadian professional loops in history now, like 5 years. Where does that put it amongst its predecessors? It's creeping up on I guess Mark, you probably know better the CSL, yeah.
Canadian Soccer League. I believe it was.
It's hard to say because it kind of like fractured in.
I think it was 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Calgary won the first one. Vancouver won like the next 30. It feels like, and then the Fury wrapped it up at the end. So, like, just based on trophies, I think it was either 6 or 7.
Yeah, sounds about right. We barely got to embrace the Nova Scotia Clippers.
Yeah. The London Lasers. I pour one out for them all the time.
Yeah.
Who? Exactly. Jason Boss, ladies and gentlemen.
Lasers. Yeah, no, it's always good to see. I hope it grows. I hope it doesn't like get into a kind of a stasis where it's just kind of like, but then again, using probably unfairly MLS as in its early years as a kind of a template. I know it's apples and oranges, but I guess being solid is important for the first decade, I guess, before thinking about growing. I don't know. I guess that's FC Edmonton is their Tampa Bay Mutiny. So we're following that.
Yeah, maybe.
Following that.
No, we just need somebody to be the Toronto FC to reinvent,
revolutionize.
Yeah. Yes.
That will be the Montreal club.
Interesting.
That's because eventually there has to be a team in Quebec. Like, it just has to happen. This has to be like high priority for them. And the fact that we don't hear more about it drives me crazy.
Well, it's also alarming what is happening with the Tune and the Windsor Essex.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, that's the Tune is supposed to be, up next, right? But are they? Is that really still happening? Who knows? I'm pretty excited for the season. I like some of the directions they've been going. As much as I don't like sponsors, I do like that there are more of them that of a higher profile. Like just, okay, so here's some like good, legitimate, give us your money kind of thing. Like that's the horrible thing about sponsors, right? We need their money. We want their money. We don't like them necessarily, but give us your money. And some of them are already involved in football. So there's natural, existing partnership, that sort of thing. We'll see what the playoff stuff is like when the playoffs happen. I'm sure they'll be exciting, and maybe they'll keep the same format for next year. Who knows? New team. That's something I can't get behind. The constantly changing playoff format.
Yeah, from a fan who doesn't have I'm a neutral. I don't have a club. I support in the league. It just kind of watch it.
Do you want one of mine?
The league. No, you have too many.
Too many, Kristin.
That's why I'm offering one of mine to you.
No, but not. The chopping and changing every year, man, it's getting a bit tiring. Like I know they're trying to fiddle with it, but there's only one fiddle I want, but that's not happening. So I don't know. It's stop. Just pick one. Stick with it.
I doubt that this will be the last one.
Of course it won't be, because they'll have to.
Because there's only 8 teams, and there'll be more teams, and. But maybe this will be the format for more than one season. And they got thrown a little bit because of COVID, so they had to do something different. But anyway, we'll see. So that's sort of my only.
What wouldn't be affected by more teams joining?
What?
Single table.
What? Go on. Oh, no. Go on. This sounds interesting.
It's too revolutionary. I'm not going to get into it.
But
you wouldn't get it.
But I want to get it.
No, you don't. You want playoffs that start in June.
Involve every team.
Yeah. Is Maple Lodge Farms now the official chicken wiener of Canadian soccer then?
Probably. Some sort of chicken-based protein provider.
Yeah, I think it's protein partner.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it is. Oh no, seriously.
They couldn't even said they make chicken hot dogs, right? I'm assuming.
Disgustingly, yes.
Presumably, yes.
So why couldn't they have just bit the bullet and said the official chicken hot dog of Canadian soccer? That is a brand I can get behind.
Honestly, I'd consider buying a package just because they went for it.
Especially if they put a different. Imagine you collect them all the kits on different packages. Oh man, there's marketing genius right there.
They include little stickers or something, kit stickers or whatever, different ones with each package.
Nope. No, you just have to collect the wet plastic of the chicken wiener.
Send in 20 wrappers, get a free kit.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Send in 20 wrappers, you get a Zator action figure.
Zator.
Oh, Zator, if I read it correctly, he is on his way to Poland.
No.
Yeah.
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 What did I say?
Oh, fuck this league.
I know, right? It's fucking bullshit. He's going to Corona Kielce. Fuck that name. Sure.
Is that in Spanish Poland?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So he's on his way there. So no more B-level He-Man villains.
Ooh, we're gonna have to find a new one.
I know. Have we decided on whether we're going to make Giantsopoulos one of them? Because the name.
Oh, he's pretty good.
That's a good,
I think
it's a good last name to.
Yeah. The world's biggest Greek.
Anyway, I think I'm looking forward to the new season. Yeah, domestic football. I want to see this league continue to grow and to do good things, and curious to see
I want to see it do
what
bad
happens
things.
with the new team. Well,
Like
two
break
teams
into
in the same
like break into MLS's headquarters and spray paint things.
Like
Still waiting for like
NWO.
New York United to like break into the BMOT G and take pictures with the trophies or whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah, where they're like sacks in it in the Voyageurs Cup or something.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So exciting times ahead to start this weekend. Who's your winner? Who's your season winner? Season winner, not playoff winner. Because they're two different things.
Team to watch. I crushed that last year. Now,
all right, fine. Team to watch, Tony.
No, I don't want to. No. Go by your. Everyone pick a winner. Whatever. Let's reward that.
I will go with team to watch as.
No. She's not allowing it, Mark. She
I
changed.
believe I just allowed it, and you vetoed it yourself. So.
Also, I'm pretty sure no one would be surprised by who I'm predicting.
Correct.
So I'm just going to use that time and put that energy towards who I think is going to be a bit of a surprise package. And I want it to be York United. I kind of do. I also wouldn't mind if it was Vancouver, just because. But I think York United, like they had. Last season, they had so many flashes of like just real pretty football, but unfortunately, they couldn't string it together for more than 2 games at a time. And if they can somehow iron out that, like they got oodles of talent, like that they have a team that should be in every playoffs, and this is before they added, make it a 7-team playoff. But yeah, I think York United could easily finish second.
You know what chance I give that prediction?
Does it have a decimal point in it, Tony?
It sure does.
What is it?
0.0.
Hey.
He said the thing, everyone.
It's already paying off. My team to watch. Go ahead, Duncan.
No, go ahead. You got
please,
further than I did. No, after you. You made it at least halfway through your sentence. I didn't, so after you.
I don't feel right about doing this now, but okay. I have Mark. You said it, and I don't know why. I don't think they're going to win it, but I don't know why. Something in my waters is telling me Vancouver FC is going to be a surprise package.
I could see it.
I feel like I predicted York last year and it didn't work out, and part of me just wants to stick with that and keep going. Because surely, eventually, at some point, they've got to do it and make themselves useful. But let's go with Halifax. We'll go with Halifax. They've obviously got they got something going on out there. And then I guess they got rid of Stephen Hart now, and so maybe that's the change they need to actually get the whole sort of successful team part of it going on out there as well.
Who will taste the soup?
Yes.
For team to watch, I'm gonna go with the YU guys. They lost a lot of players, but they got some really good players in to replace them, and they had some decent attacking. They've got Di Rosario, and I like what they do as an organization. I think they still obviously have some work to do with their fans and their attendance, which what's happening with the thing out at Woodbine.
Hey, Kristin, what would be your guess on their average attendance this year?
Does it have a decimal point in it?
Kristin? What's the line?
Say it,
Anyway.
Chris. Say it. Say the line.
0.0.
Hooray!
Whizzle wobble.
Indeed. But I think I was really concerned in terms of some of the players they lost, but I think they again, I sort of like what they're building towards as a club. Although I think their identity crisis is still a problem. But it'll be interesting. All right. Well, so team to watch, but let's do, I still want a season winner. God damn it. So let's hear it.
Forge.
Hamilton.
Pacific.
Of course
come
it
on.
is, Kristin.
Come on.
Of course it is.
No, I'm serious.
You were serious last year and how that turned out. Just embrace one of your 4 teams.
I am. I'm embracing Pacific.
the one that's closer, but not that close. Yeah, I think that's the one.
No, I'm gonna stick with this one.
We almost
No,
had it.
you know what? I'm really curious. It really will depend on whether their 19-year-old keeper, because he's a baby and can fill Callum Irving's shoes, and whether they
in goal.
pretty much whether Kakuta Mane has anything of interest left in the tank. I'm curious to see. I feel like this will be a good place for him, a good level for him. Having Aparicio back to offset the loss, of Jordan Brown. So Jamar Dixon retiring, that sort of thing. I think some of the players that came in are at a really good high level and should fit in well with the existing players. Josh Hurd had a really good season last year. He's the captain now. They've had the same coach for a little bit, so there's more gelling. I think they have a real opportunity to build off of a stumble last year. They've still have Amar Didic. They've got some really nice players that should be in their starting 11. Easton Ongaro, did I already mention him? Very curious to see what he does out west. Anyway, I think there's a lot of potential here for them to do some really nice things. Plus,
We
the
do.
cool kids.
The rest of us just said the name of the team, right?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I got excited. I wasn't here last time. I didn't talk about anything. All right. And again, season winner, not playoffs winner. They're 2 different things. So who's your playoffs winner?
I'm going to change it up this year. I'm going to say Forge.
Mark, I didn't expect that from you.
I know, right?
I'm going to
That's
change my
really-
answer.
Good for you.
I'm changing mine to Hamilton.
Yeah.
I'll change my answer. I'm going to go with the Junkyard Dogs.
Grab them cakes.
Yes. Put them on a microwave plate. Heat them up. Eat them.
Thump.
Playoffs winner, Hamilton.
Hooray!
Klaxon.
Splitting him.
Consensus
There you go.
collect. Oh, wooga.
Right now, they're not going to win.
You're welcome.
Ha ha.
I had it coming, though.
Who is
What team
going
will-
to stumble?
York.
Kakuta Mane, he'll look kind of impressive. He'll be really fast and he'll be tricky. And then, when it comes to actually scoring a goal, he will stumble. I don't know if you're into players yet or just still looking for.
I was
clubs.
doing teams, but you can do players too. You can do a player to watch or a player to fail. Yeah, he's a huge question mark. Oh, no, massive question mark. And it'll be, anyway, yes, interesting.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah, team to stumble, Calgary. Yeah, I feel like they were generally fairly solid the whole time. Yeah, they won't be.
Yeah,
I'm with you on the Calgary thing. Yeah.
with the Calgary thing. I feel that's tradition now. They are this league's Hamilton Steelers. Good try, guys. Every year, good try. You really, really went for it, but you didn't. Not bitter. Just a childhood.
A team that will most smell like chicken wieners.
Oh, fuck. That's a good one. Winnipeg?
That's surprisingly the answer is Valor. Yes.
Ah, Jesus. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Other than Mark,
Mm.
are you guys going to go to games this year?
The odd one here or there, yes.
Only if it's an
Tony?
odd one.
It's the CanPL. They're all odd.
Is York just going to embrace their shit and move downtown?
They're moving to Woodbine.
Oh, shit. That's even further from downtown.
What's closer, Woodbine or Hamilton?
Probably Hamilton.
Probably
Like,
Hamilton.
If I had to like commute, but because I love the environment and the planet, it's Hamilton's probably easier to get to. Fucking at the rate of transit in Toronto, fucking Ottawa is probably faster to get to.
Once you get to Hamilton, once you get the GO train out there, how are you getting from the GO train station to the stadium, Tony?
I'm gonna moonwalk.
That's a long moonwalk.
Yeah, well, have you seen my skills?
No. Are they legendary?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, he won't stop till he gets enough. So
Mm-hmm. I'll hitchhike like a real Hamiltonian. Thank you very much.
thumbs out, guns out.
See,
Not a thing.
they even have a phrase.
We don't really. I just made that up.
Right, you.
Anyway, there is we could and maybe should have done an entire show on the upcoming CanPL season, but we're just not that organized. So but exciting season ahead. A new team, new players, a couple new coaches. Like it just again, this is probably the most normal season that they've had since maybe the first season. This feels like the most solid season, if that makes sense. There seems to be less of a concern about a team that's going to go under, because there was always concern about Edmonton.
It's happened.
I know,
It's
but
not like they go, hooray, we've got past that tough time and moved on and things are great. It's, no, it actually happened.
oh no, it happened. Oh, I know, but I'm saying like there doesn't seem to be as much uncertainty around an individual club right now.
Kristin Knowles curses CanPL. News at 11. Canadian soccer influencer Kristin Knowles
Oh my God.
curses. Hey, AI doesn't lie.
No, never. Anyway, for everybody that lives, in a CanPL city that has a League One Ontario or a League One BC, all those good things. Happy new season. Good luck to all of your teams.
And for the rest of you, you're screwed.
What? I literally just wished everybody a good season. Literally.
No, you said those in a CanPL city or like League One cities. There's people in Yellowknife listening to this, shaking their fist at their device right now, asking why they are being left out of this love-in.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I love you, territories.
So glad I do this show every week. All right, moving on.
I'm here for you, Saskatoon. Saskatchewan as a whole, even though you got nothing, Saskatchewan as a whole, I'm here for you. Mm.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Saskatchewan is a whole. Sure. Yeah, that makes more sense. Hey, sorry, Rob. I didn't mean it.
All right. TFC has a home match this weekend.
No, back to those guys.
Yes.
About them.
Is that the thing on Apple? Is that the show on Apple?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't have the sign though. So TFC hosting the AU guys. And, there's some questions for this match. One, can they actually win as opposed to draw? Will Insigne play?
No.
Probably not. And is this Quinn Westberg's time to shine? Because Brad Guzan is out with an injury. And Q is one of the backup keepers. There's two of them.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He knows the stadium. He knows the players. like if you're going to be a tactical coach, is this not the match in which you would put Quentin Westberg in as your starting keeper?
But presumably the players on TFC know Quentin Westberg. The stadium knows Quentin Westberg.
Exactly.
BMO Field knows his weaknesses. He knows when to just pop up a divot to get it away from him.
Yep.
So you're imbuing the pitch itself with sentient powers, is what you're saying.
AI doesn't
You
lie.
just were.
True.
You said like he knows the stadium as if that was a thing.
Yeah, you made it a being.
I didn't say the stadium was sentient. As a player, if you've played any sport, which everybody on this podcast has, you get to know certain places. You know what the pitch is like. You know what the sound is like. You know what the wind is like.
Speaking of the sound, I put the drum beat on the shirt.
You totally did, Mark, and we love you for it.
Thank you. Up the grace. So I would hope he gets. I want him to kind of get his flowers. That's really it. It's not a.
Same.
I mean, it's either him or Clement Diop, who was also a capable aged keeper. With experience. I completely lost the fact that he got to Atlanta via New England, not Montreal. I didn't even know he lived in Montreal. So, I would love to see that. Whether or not he does, like, it's not often in this league. They will give you that trot out. It's like, we still think so and so is better. So no, you're not going to get that moment. But I'd still like it. So
same.
And everyone can boo him just like he was Eric Zavaleta, and you'll know is this just ironic or do they actually mean it? And
I don't know if anything will match Zavaleta levels. I mean, did you see the guy play? It was just anyway.
Sorry, Mark, that was very triggering.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I remember too much. That's what it was.
Anyway, there is a decent chance that Quentin Westberg will start for the AU guys this Saturday against Toronto. Now they have a 1-1-1 record on the road, so do with that what you will. But they are in a pretty decent place currently in the Eastern Conference. They're third. But their defense looks a little shoddy. 14-4, 10 against. It's not particularly lights out. TFC has kept out more goals than Atlanta, so that's nice. And this is a club that they have some history against. What?
Conceded fewer, I think, is surely a better way of saying that. I mean,
of course.
But anyway, yes.
You're correct. That is a better way to put it. Thank you.
You got grammared.
I totally did, and I will think about what I have done.
Quite right.
Anyway, this should be a good match between, I think, these two teams. They already had a draw earlier this season, so we've already gotten one out of the way. Obviously Atlanta has done better, but as we discussed earlier, Toronto's not playing terribly. Points are points. Draws aren't losses. Those are good things. So some clean sheets, defense is coming together. There's an opportunity here for Toronto to, perhaps actually get a win. That would be exciting. Be unlikely. No, hopefully it happens. So player to watch then from Atlanta.
The Mexican John Joe Shelby, Juanjo Parada.
Does he look like John Joe Shelby?
His name's Juanjo, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but it'd be even funnier if he looked like him.
Well, I don't know.
I'm just asking.
I just work here.
True.
Wanjo. Come on.
I'm gonna go with Giacomakis. That's not what the
Reasonable.
pronunciation guide says. It says Giacomakis. Sure. I don't care. Fight me. I think, yeah, he's done pretty good for himself since he's shown up. He's got a couple goals in his limited appearances. So
Is he the tank guy that played in Celtic? Played for
Yes.
Celtic?
yes,
Okay.
it is.
Yeah, okay. Sure. That's a good shout for, might actually potentially do things plus entertaining them. So that's a very good call, Mac. Well done.
Thank you.
Tick both boxes.
I went with Gutman because I love the name, and then I looked at the pronunciation guide, and it's Gutman, and I'm
No,
disappointed.
it is Gutman.
Absolutely,
He is-
Gutman.
It's always
a-
Gutman.
He is a digestion
Gutman.
superhero.
He is a
He-
Gutman.
He throws
great.
bile at villains. He's Gutman.
Yeah, his first name is Andrew. He doesn't get a fancy pronunciation of Gutman. No.
No.
No,
No.
he's Gutman.
Is it Andreas Gutman?
No.
Sure, yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, Andrew Gutman? No, Andrew Gutman.
Yeah, so he's mine.
Mhm.
Gutman.
Exactly.
I don't know who to pick here. Yeah.
Tom Dwyer. Just kidding.
Oof. Yeah. Ozzy
New
Alonso.
country.
He doesn't seem to play at all. I guess he's probably injured or something, but that's, I guess, a shame for him. But, fuck that guy. So, whatever.
Entirely.
Yes. So the Luis Arujo seems to be a guy who plays a lot, does things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The thing
he does,
door.
doesn't he?
True.
Wait, we're supposed to pick good guys?
Mm. I don't know. Is
Can if you want.
Gutman? I don't think Gutman's. Is he good? He plays a lot.
I mean, I'm sure there's a couple
When we
comedy
actually
names in
played
there.
them. Yeah. But I don't really none of them particularly stood out as, oh, fuck that guy, or, oof, he's really good, or anything like that, since we actually played them even just a few weeks ago. But don't know.
Brooks Lennon sounds like a new country superstar.
Sounds like a shoe chain.
Brooks.
Yeah, that's true.
Either way,
I wouldn't buy his shoes or listen to his music. So
no.
All right. Well, then predictions for this one, gentlemen.
1-1.
Reasonable.
2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Toronto.
That's not what we do, Mark. Come on.
I know.
I'm
but I
going
did a whole
1-0
thing-
Toronto. So
I did a whole thing at the front of the show, it feels like, where I was like, now's the time. And I'm going to go with now's the time. What would be more on brand if I said 3-0 loss? Like that would be more. No,
What
yeah,
Mark-
they're turning a corner. They're really getting their shit together. Oh, they're going to get destroyed though next week.
What Mark is actually trying to say is up the spurts.
Yeah. Come on, the Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, the Spurs face.
Huh?
what?
That's some kind of
Moving-
that's some kind of
Moving
circle
on
low.
from this.
If a spurt, the spurt would have to turn in on itself.
Oh God.
Okay,
Let's
hang upside
not-
down.
Let's not dissect
Or-
this. This sounds
Or
terrible.
Duncan, are you spurting into a stiff wind?
Yes. Always.
Okay then.
On that note, that's our show.
Well, that's a great way to end it.
Well, I didn't feel like it was going to get much better.
It's not going to get much better than Duncan spurting into a stiff wind.
Again, that's the end of our show. It's lovely. Please join us next week when we recap the opening weekend of the CanPL, look ahead to the first round of the Voyageurs Cup, see if TFC managed to win a match, and more. I've been joined by the entire Vocal Minority podcast panel, to be found out there on the Twitters at Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
Hello.
Holding it down at VMP headquarters at Vocal Minority CA, Mr. Tony Walsh.
You know what I get paid to be on the show?
Does it have a decimal point in it?
It does. 0.0.
Hey.
On the tweet machines at Kittner Mark with a K, not a Q, Mr. Mark Hinckley.
Thank you to everybody who continues to support our podcast via Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. We've got shirts still. Can you believe it? Shirts. They're on our website. You can find the link to our Zazzle shop, Tony's Handiwork, at vocalminority.ca. And I don't have a decimal point joke. I don't. But yeah, it's I'm glad to be back, guys. Glad to be back.
Nice to have you back.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
As for me, you can find me on the internet. Yes, the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I have been your host, Kristin Knowles. And until next week, Canada, get used to it.